They thought I was hopeless, but I survived. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. Purpose can't die. Purpose can't die. Purpose can't die. Purpose can't die. Mistreated and wounded, I got frustrated. You thought I'd die, but I am anointed. I am royalty. So don't you mess with me. I've got the authority that He has given. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. Thank you, Jesus. Purpose can't die. No. Purpose can't die. Come on, sing, Kaza.
Yes, I love this song. They don't know who I am. I am royalty. You know, you listen to the words of this song. The words of this song are not just trivial words. They are words with meaning and a purpose. There is a significance behind the words of this song. And I want to say welcome to everyone this morning that has joined me here on the Morning Flow. I'm your host, Odette Thompson, coming to you live from Edmonton, Alberta. This is HGG Radio, and we are about to dive into our segment, the segment that is called Balancing on Purpose. And we have a guest this morning that it is just fitting that I play this song. You know, if you've been paying attention, I've been playing this song every Friday whenever we have this segment, you know, and the guest that we have this morning is none other than the writer, the singer, the everything for this song, right? Who better to come and talk to us about purpose? Who better to come and talk to us about balancing this morning? So I want you to welcome. I want all the HGG listeners from across the nations of the world to welcome this morning our special guest, Traig Taylor. Yes, I'm not hearing your hands, but I want you to put your hands together and welcome Sir Traig Taylor this morning. Welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
It is just awesome having you here with us this morning. And so I want to tell you, we have listeners. I know we're presently live on Facebook and on YouTube, but we have listeners that are just listening on the radio. So they're not seeing us. So we have Canada, we have the US, we have Jamaica, we have the UK, and we have Germany. So we are streaming live across to the nations of the world, and I'm just giving God all the glory, the honor, and the praise. It is just such a privilege to have you with us this morning, Sir Traig.
Yes,
Sir Traig.
It's an honor to be here.
Yes. Can I tell you people, I was thinking about Traig this morning, not this morning, I think it was yesterday or the day before, one of them, because I'd made the arrangements for him to come on and to be our guest. But I was thinking about Traig, and I remember that I actually know this young man before his mother met his father. Listen to me. It kind of made me feel a little oldish, you know. It made me feel a little oldish, you know, but actually I know him from before anybody met anybody, you know. And I'm looking at him now. I've known him from a babe. I've watched him grow into this wonderful, wonderful young man that he is before us today. I have seen his struggles. Listen to me. Yeah, and you know, all right, people. Yeah, I know him personally because his grandmother is one of my favorite persons. Whenever I go to Jamaica, I never go to Jamaica and not visit his grandmother. So I don't want you to think, though, you know, it's because I know Traig why I bring him on this morning, but because I recognize that there's purpose on his life, one, and that he has so many things going on. I want to know how he is balancing. But yes, he's somebody that I personally know, and his family is somebody that I love. They are like my second family when I go to Jamaica. And I want to say big up to Sister Taylor over there in Bucksfield, Ocherius, Jamaica. Auntie Vern. I hope Auntie Vern is listening. And I say, welcome, welcome, welcome again to all our listeners. I know that there are many persons who are listening from Jamaica and they're watching us also. So welcome. All right, we want to jump right into it, Sir Traig, because I see that there are many persons jumping on, and I know they're not jumping on because of me. I know they're jumping on because of you. All right. So, all right. So I have given you a little taste. I told you that yes, I've known this young man from he was a babe. I've known him actually all his life. I've known him for all his life, and I've watched him grow into the gentleman that he is. He's now a father, he's a husband, he's a producer, he's a songwriter, he's a teacher, he's a photographer, he's a tailor. Lord of mercy. Yeah. And I see him sometimes when he posts, I see him cooking. Lord, I don't know what you do. And another thing that I see you doing, I see him in his wife's hairdresser.
Hi, hi.
I see him in her here, and I said, like, okay, husband duties, So he has the hairdresser pattern. I love seeing you with your baby, and it's just awesome just watching you grow. But I want you to introduce yourself to our guests, to our listeners this morning. I know that quite a few persons know who you are, but for the ones that do not know who Traig Taylor is, I want you to go ahead and introduce yourself to them.
All right, but the name is Traig Taylor, as was mentioned, and is a little country boy all the way from Ochi, now resides in Kingston, and somebody who loves music, who loves the Lord, who loves just church, and his life is evolved around music and his family. So music, family, church, God and a whole. That's just basically my life. And might have different businesses going around different places, but that's just work. So I'm just a person here, which is started out writing songs and start to produce songs. And one of my main duty is being a half day stay home dad. So if you hear somebody in the background and come and take over and such, but it's a little baby right there that's want to be involved. So it's just basically I started writing songs, and start to record them. There was this gospel artist by the name of Kimola Brownlow. She normally sings with Kevin Downswell and up and down. She was one of the most renowned female artists in Jamaica. And I used to do a tour with her, and she heard some little thing with me writing songs and everything. And she said that, wait, but this is good stuff, man. You could do this and become a gospel artist and send out your music. I'm just like, well, me? No, sir. No, 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 no. She said, yes, this is good stuff. You need to. And I watched her and see how she approached things and everything. And I said, all right, let me give it that try. And I sent out some music. And before I know it, the music was all over the different radio stations playing. I could not believe. So, from there we started the whole recording and writing songs and everything. And so persons normally asks um about my music, where they say, look here, enter and hear my music or whatever song release, that is the season in my life. I only write songs from experience. I don't write songs. So if you want to know my life, just listen to my songs. And that will tell you exactly.
Okay, just listen to the songs, and you have quite a few songs out there now.
Yes.
And it's so difficult keeping abreast. I want to thank God that I'm on your WhatsApp list. That when you send out your posts, I get it. Because sometimes it will miss me on social media, but I get it when you send it out. So
Yes.
this morning, Trig, I want you to tell me what inspires you. I just mentioned how multifaceted you are, and you talked mainly about the music. But I want to know what inspires you, because as I mentioned before, I've watched you from a babe coming up. I've watched you pitfalls, mountains, everything. And I've seen you come out, and it is just an awesome thing just to watch you and see the spirit that you have. what inspires Traig Taylor?
Well, what inspires me, is basically the number one thing that inspires me, especially in music, is helping others. There was a point in my life where I never used to sing, and I only used to have persons and train persons and having them sing. I'm only always in the background playing the keyboard. There was even a group called Kazakh, and when we did the song "Climbing Me Climbing," and we took it and do back over that cover, it started to spread wild through the different churches in Jamaica, even abroad. And it reached to a point where even in that song, when I did it, we had other groups and other choirs and everything, and I was always in the background. So people would always wonder who is in charge, and but I was always in the background. My main inspiration comes from helping persons, seeing persons reach their potential. That's why I even open even my school, and to say it has become almost in the top five in Jamaica right now, where persons trying to get into that institution. So my main motivation is see persons grow and knowing that I'm helping them and I have my footprints in their life.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes, I remember when you had that group. I remember when you had that group. It was very, very an inspirational group. You know what I remember? There's this song that every time I hear this song, I actually think about you. And it is the song that says, "These are the days of Elijah." You know
Okay,
that song?
yes, from Bethel days.
Yes, you actually, I think at the time you were in charge of the young people,
Yeah,
and you had them come in, and people, can I tell you, he had them. I've never seen it done this way before. And I remember you had them come in, and they were coming in from the back of the church, and
yeah.
they were doing the sign language. And every time I hear that song, it goes back to you and how you dealt with the young people at the time and how you inspired them. It was phenomenal.
That was years ago, and I didn't remember about it.
You see, that's the thing, that's the thing. You do not know the impression you're making on people's lives as you go through it. Because, look, I remember that about you, right? It's years ago. You don't remember that, but I remember the passion that you led that choir with, right? I mean, people see you now, but I saw you then, with that passion, and how the young people did everything that you told them to do. So even you being a teacher now, it's not a surprise. It's
Yeah,
not a surprise. It has always been there. All right, so we know what inspires you. And we want to thank God for the destiny helper that the Lord placed in your life, that she actually saw something and she told you, no, man, do this. And that is what we need to do, people. When God places destiny helpers in our lives, He places them for a reason. And so that is why you have to understand the season that you're in.
yeah.
Because can you imagine if the Lord placed that destiny helper in his life and he didn't pay attention to what she was saying? We wouldn't have these songs now like Purpose Can't Die. We wouldn't have it. So I want to thank God for her, and I pray that she continues to inspire you. All right, so looking back, what has been your biggest accomplishment?
Well, my biggest accomplishment, looking back, is the whole musical journey. What? Because guess what? Everything that I does, it combines with music. So it's a whole growth of the musical journey. Because I can remember when I was a little boy, coming up, and I was a music minister at the age of, well, at the age of 15. I was a music minister at Retreat, UPC, and from there, just watching me grow, go to school and come back. Now owning my own school, having my own music, having my own team. It's just the whole growth of the music. I would not imagine that I would reach here. The other day, it's about 4 years now. I'm living in Kingston. When I moved over to Kingston, I was like a ghost in Kingston. Everywhere I walk in, Ochi persons would know me, and everybody. So when I reached over Kingston, I was walking, and everybody was just walking by. I'm saying, "All right, I'm loving this." And see, they even within the 4 years, going everywhere now over here, it's like you're known every church you're known. So it's just the whole growth in music and see where I am now and seeing what I am doing, persons having testimonies and getting blessing from even the songs that I am writing and so on. And even these students, trust me, every day, and they would send appreciation and send this and just the whole growth and seeing me helping persons and persons looking for musical help and other help. Trust me, that's what stands out for me.
Okay, okay. Awesome. Awesome. All right. I realize you're sticking to the music, you know. You're sticking. I realize, but it's not going to happen today because this thing is about balancing on purpose. And because I know you're juggling a whole lot of things, we're not going to stick to the music alone this morning. All right. So I'm giving you a heads up because I'm coming with a question. I need to know how you're doing it. But question before that question is, what do you wish you had known when you had started out? Is there anything that you wish you had known back then?
Yes. What I wish I had known that I learned, which is a couple of years ago, is basically how how to lead effectively without that um where you have to come down and demand and look here, this is the way, I am in charge. I wish I had known that earlier. It's because of maturity and everything. I've learned this whole new strategy and everything and such forth. And trust me, it has made things like a smooth sailing in all my endeavors. What I've learned is that you lead by example. Not to say I never knew it before, but it wasn't so strong. You lead by example, just doing. You don't even have to tell persons to do or to try. By just doing it, persons watch and see what you're doing, and persons come on board, and persons want to be a part of it by just doing. That's if I knew that before, trust me, I would accomplish 10 times more than what I have accomplished in this lifetime.
Okay, it would have been smoother.
Yes,
It
man.
would have been smoother. Okay. And it's good for us to recognize, that there are things that we didn't know back then. And it shows maturity that you're saying, you know what? I'm happy that I now know this. So moving forward, all of the persons that you're going to be interacting with, they're going to be getting the better version of you. And, all of it's like, you know what? It reminds me of parents. It reminds me of parents. So when you have children, you deal with them a certain way. But by the time they grow up and they have children and you are now a grandparents, you deal with the grandkids a totally different way because you now know things that you didn't know when you first had your kids. So it's basically the same thing that you just explained. All right, Sir Traig. All right, so to all our listeners across the nations of the world, welcome, welcome, welcome. For all the viewers on Facebook and on YouTube, welcome to our segment this morning that is Balancing on Purpose. We have our special guest with us this morning, Sir Traig Taylor out of Jamaica. And we are having an awesome interview with him, just finding out what inspires him, what he wishes he knew before, knew now, when he looked back on his life. So I want to welcome you all to our segment this morning. And for all the listeners that are listening and you would love to jump on to see the interview, you can jump onto our YouTube page. So you can jump onto my YouTube page. Just go ahead and type in Odette Thompson, ODETH THOMPSON. You can jump on and you will see the interview being done live. Traig, what is your YouTube page? Because I know it's on there.
So it's Traig Taylor, which is
Traig Taylor.
Traig, Traig
All
Taylor.
right. It's just his name like my name. So just go and search for Traig Taylor and you will be able to see the interview live. You can also jump onto the HGG Radio page on YouTube and Facebook and you'll be able to see the interview live. So again, welcome to all our listeners from across the nations of the world. Sir Traig, as I said, you're sticking to the music, but we're
Okay.
talking about balancing this morning. So all right, so you mentioned that the baby is there with you. And can I tell you, if the baby comes and the baby wants you to pick her up, you pick her up, man. Pick her up, pick her up. We've all seen her picture before, and so guess what? We all know her. So pick her up if she want to come in daddy's lap. Do that. We don't mind this morning because it is about balancing, and we have to understand that wife is at work. You're doing this as a balancing part of the balancing act. So we don't mind. All right. So music producer, singer, writer. You have emphasized those. Husband,
Yeah.
father, all right, teacher. I want you to tell me, and I see you putting out a lot of songs, and I want to know if you have some more hours in your day than me, cause I don't know how you do it. I don't know how. So tell me a little bit about how you balance everything that you have going on, your family life, and I see you do it with such grace. This is the reason why I'm emphasizing it because I'm happy that I'm a part of your social media family. I see when you post things with your family, when you go out with your wife, when you have date night, you make time for your wife, you make time to have date night, and you make time for the family. I see when you go on trips with your family, with your wife, and with your kids. But I also see you teaching the different instruments that you teach. Then I also see you singing your songs. I see you doing so many things. And there's some persons that have a 9 to 5 and they can't do anything other than the 9 to 5, and then that's it. How do you do it? Give us the secret this morning.
All right. So me being married for 12 years, and I was talking to my wife basically. I've known her 15 years, so we have going 15 years strong. And trust me, it's all about knowing. You're talking about marriage. It's all about knowing your partner because she knows me, I knows her. And one of the things is that a lot of persons in ministry, they let the ministry become their first priority. And the ministry is effective, but the family life and the whole relationship and marriage is nowhere and everything. So they put everything in. And from I am doing ministry, I always tell myself, so look here, I'm not going to be the one that is out there and look nice in whatever at my home and in my family. Everything is not balanced. So with my wife and my children, is that I do all my duties. I'm always there. I set calendars and I put down things on calendars and dates and everything and such forth. And I stick to timing and I stick to calendar. Normally, a lot of interviews, a lot of persons would call and would want me to come here. But I am always about balance. Because sometimes even my musicians get upset because I turn on a lot of shows. Person would call, we want you to come the 22nd, we want you to come which is the 23rd. Can you, and I am not about that. If I'm doing a show, one show per week. The rest of the time we have family time, and normally on Fridays we normally go sometime on Saturdays I have date nights. And every month I plan, which is so every month I have date nights and everything. Sometimes we go out and I don't even take pictures because sometimes wifey just nice and just too nice. So we say, look here, we're not taking any picture and everything else. But I am about that. I am about, dressing up and going out, eating, go on the beach side. That's it. I believe in good family time. And if you don't put in that time along in your relationship, you will not have a relationship. And persons would be seeing me married so long and say, but wait, and when another person see me with my wife and they think that we are just married maybe about a year or 2 years, and I said, no, we're going over 12 years and we're talking for 15 years in total, and people can't. But we try to understand each other. Sometimes I'm talking to my friend and to how me and her communicate, and I say this, and people look at me like it's not real. We say, look here, we have been married for 12 years and we have never cussed, we never argued. We have never cussed and we have never argued and everything and such forth. We have differences. We have differences and everything and such forth. But at the same time, we know how to talk about it. So it don't come out in an argument. People look on us like it's strange and everything and such forth. But if you understand and you know what your partner likes and your partner know what you like, and we know how to communicate properly, it doesn't have to go out in an argument and everything and so forth. So we try to do things like that. Children, even my little son, I try to put back time. Like now, he's doing like keyboard class. So when he comes in on a Monday, Tuesday, he has keyboard class. Sometimes we go down, we play basketball. So we have to bond because kind of get him rough up and all those things and so. And at nowadays, he will be in the studio because I record music with him also. So I have a single that I recorded with him. I think it's um, You Waited. And right now, he's
Yes, yes,
presently
yes. I
working.
remember that. I remember
Yes.
that.
And he's presently now working on a new single right now that will come out in 2 months' time. So we're trying to get it ready for Father's Day and everything else. So I put back time in there. So we go out. The daughter, she's always here. Sometimes mommy comes, she not even want to go to mommy, she stick on to daddy because we're born most likely here and so. So I try to have family time, put back time in family time. So music doesn't take precedence of I all of my students know, my students and my friends know. On a weekend, Saturday, Sunday, I don't take calls from students. I don't want to hear nothing about music. I don't want Saturday and Sunday is my family time. So they know. So I don't tell them if somebody died over the weekend, don't tell me about it till Monday. that's how that's how serious I am about the family time. I love my family time. So that's how I keep balance. I put everything on calendar. I don't overcrowd myself. I reached to one stage last year where I had over 600 students. One teacher, 600 students. And students were amazed to say how I keep in touch with everybody and how I'm close to everybody and it's so much of them. But it's all about balancing and schedule and persons. You don't overdo this time with that person. So all right, we have 2 minutes here, we have 5 minutes here. Once you schedule yourself properly, trust me, it will make it easier.
I absolutely love that. I love it. I love it. People, you hear, you have to you have to make the main thing the main thing. All right. So he has a calendar. And for those who are serious, you have to have a calendar, You have to have a calendar because sometimes you end up double booking. Sometimes you end up going over, as he said, with one person, which will steep into somebody else's time. I love the fact that you have allotted family time, and I love the fact that you prioritize your family. A lot of persons don't understand that when you're in ministry, and this is the downfall of a lot of persons, you're in ministry, and it is important. Don't get me wrong, it is important, right? But you have to also understand that your family is also a ministry. You are ministering. You're ministering to your wife. You're ministering to your kids. Because if you're so busy with everybody else, at the end of the day, they're going to be lost and they're gonna not want to do what you're doing or what you're telling them to do because you paid more attention to everybody else. But you're ministering to your wife, ministering to your family, ministering to your kids. That should take precedence. And I love the fact that you have a calendar and you have set schedule. You know, that wifey is not going to feel left out because you're always with your students. Your kids are not going to feel left out because you're always doing something else. And I love the fact that you're incorporating your son in what you're doing. I saw that video that you guys had done with him and his little voice when he was singing You Waited. People, can I tell you, jump over to Traig Taylor. Jump over to his YouTube channel. Jump onto it, subscribe, and follow this man. I am so amazed at what God is doing in his life. And guess what? This is a free one. He did not ask me to do this, but if you're interested in learning any musical instrument, can I tell you, him play everything, Remember, I tell you that I know him personally, so I know for myself, so him play everything. He does the keyboard, he does the guitar, the bass, him do that, and him do the drums. So he does everything. So if you're interested in learning how to play an instrument, this is the man for you. I've known him over the years. And I think one time you did you start teaching Daniel? Did you do
I
any
can't
lessons with that?
remember because
Yeah?
me and Daniel was close. So I was wondering,
Yes.
yes, I should think so because we're close, especially Daniel. I wasn't close to Courtney, but I was close to Daniel, so it must be.
Yes. So he's been teaching a very long time, people. All right, those names that were just mentioned are my children. So we see that he's a very good teacher. So if you are thinking about learning an instrument, just jump over to his page. I'm sure that there is a way that you can connect with him. All right. Tell me this, Traig. What advice would you give to someone young or old, that is trying to find their purpose?
All right. The advice I would give to the person, because there's a lot of person, and this is a very good topic, But there's a lot of persons that don't know their purpose, and they have been on the earth for long. A lot of persons trying to find themselves, and though, and I believe that there are ways of finding your purpose. Number one, what annoys you when you step into a space and you see something and it's not going right and it annoys you, and you look and say, boy, but this must do this way, and some simple little things. You see something and you're always pulled to that. The usher not pleasant, the usher bring out this, the usher that annoys you the most. That would be one of your purpose, because you see things that attracts you are things that you see not doing right, and you see and you know within your head that you have the remedy and you know exactly what needs to be fixed. That could be one of your purpose. So a lot of persons having problem, which is to find your purpose. What do you enjoy doing? Because even me doing all of this, I am running a lot of different businesses, and not only music, but I'm running different businesses. I'm running I am the worship leader at church. I teach different church. I do a lot of things. And I tend to see that when I step into these organizations, a lot of persons are being placed in positions, and really and truly, it's not their calling. It's just because there's a vacancy and there's nobody to put in the position. So somebody just call them and just put them into a position. So therefore, the functionalities of that person in that position is dormant. Have nothing, have no spark, because really and truly, that person did not find their true purpose. But they just was trying to be obedient to leadership, to say, look, you're working. The best way for you to find your purpose is to find what you love. What do you love? And even what do you see missing, and you can find the solution? How can you change somebody's life? Through the simplest thing. Let me use Usain Bolt as an example. Another person would look at running as a running can be a purpose. But because of him having his gift, in him running, he now has the influence, which is to speak to so many persons by speaking, by music. He not even do music, but he do music. Him a recording thing, but he has a voice. So because of his just simple running, so a lot of person you might be able to clean, and you're very good at it. I said no, domestic work and my purpose, that's what word. But it could be you could be that person that is so influential. Every time you clean, and your personality, people look up to you, and person would come to you for advice in the work field. So anything that you are good at can be your purpose. But some of us, we look at the big things. You're not holding a mic and you're not preaching. You're not holding a mic. The little thing, cooking, as simple as cooking could be a purpose, because if you can open a restaurant, or if you can go somewhere, and in that you doing that, you're playing some music, or you have certain messages in the background, and you're witnessing to your staff, and you're trying to know that, look here, that is your ministry, that's your gift, that's your calling. So we need to find persons, for persons who want to find purpose, you need to find what are you good at. Some people say, I'm not good at nothing. There must be something you're good at. But because you're always in the box, you're always doing the same thing, you're always going the same place, you're not pushing out of your comfort zone. So therefore, life becomes the norm, and life becomes, which is just that vague things. But you need to come out of your comfort zone, attend somewhere else, go in this, whatever, and pull yourself, add look at water to yourself, man. And then you see that flavor start to come out. They say, wait, I never know I was good at this. But if you're always doing the same thing at the same time, at the same place, you will not uncover certain things about yourself. So for persons who want to find purpose, find what are you good at? What brings you satisfaction? What brings you pleasure? What annoys you when it's not done right? I think those are 4 guidelines you can look at in finding your purpose.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. I love it. I love it. I hope that everyone that's listening or watching, that you're getting some good nuggets from Sir Traig Taylor this morning. We are hearing about how to find your purpose. You could be good at cooking. And I love that you pull that out, because so many persons, they look at the bigger things. What I want to go, when they tie purpose, like we're talking about Christendom here, man, they want to preach and they want to be at the forefront, and your purpose must be this. But can I tell you that I know there's not a young lady, there's a lady that I know, and she is an individual that has been gifted in the ministry of helps. Can I tell you that she holds no position in the church, but whenever she comes around in a Canada, she never come to your house empty handed. If a two orange, she say, I buy a dozen orange if she ever hear me. She buy a dozen orange, and I was passing, so I carry two for you, right? Oh, you want me to help you do anything? Oh, let me move this for you, let me move that for you. And can I tell you, rest assured, whenever she visits, that's how she operates. That's how her spirit is. So I hope that everybody is getting the good food this morning from Sir Traig Taylor on how you find your purpose. What are you good at? Is there something that you see happening, whether in your church, your workplace, somewhere, that annoys you, and you have some new ideas that you'd like to bring to the table? That could be your ministry. I love how you touch on you seeing, can I tell you, he's one of them that I admire, that it was one of the songs like country youth, just living the dream, living the dream. Yeah. I don't like what they're doing to him now still. Can I tell you? I don't like it. Right? And as a Jamaican that is living in the diaspora, I want to know bring back the man money. I want to
Yes.
bring back the man money. The man work hard for him money. I want to bring back the man money. Right? When he was training, right? We're all sleeping, and then when he came on the scene, we jump up and down with the flag on to bring back the man money. Anyhow, back to our interview. All right. Is anybody? I'm having fun this morning, Can I tell you? Can I tell you? All right. So I'm seeing some wonderful viewers here joining on Facebook. And I see my friend from long time. I see Sir Andre Campbell jumping on, and he is viewing our interview this morning. So I'm giving a shout out to my friend Andre. I think when I was in Jamaica the last time, I had seen him. I saw him at the supermarket. So I'm giving a big shout out to Andre this morning. All right, so I'm seeing so many other persons. I see Christopher, I see Verl, I see Andre Rose, Annalise, Nicola. All right, I need to stop calling names, don't it? And I see Prince, I see Stephanie. They're all saying good morning, good afternoon, and they're enjoying our little talk here this morning. So welcome again to all our listeners from across the nations of the world. We're talking to Sir Traig Taylor out of Jamaica, and we're talking about balancing on purpose. And he's giving us some good insights as to how to find purpose and how to remain balanced and not to be lopsided. Traig, what's your favorite food?
Aki and Saltfish, Burger King. Yes, a Burger King. People that say Burger King is not a food. Burger from Burger King. Aki and Saltfish. Any day.
All right, I think you're the second guest that I've had on here that name Aki and Saltfish. All right, so all right, people, most of us we have a Jamaican background, so we're going to like Aki and Saltfish, right?
Yes,
You're
yes.
not Jamaican if you don't like Aki and Saltfish. Yes, I said it. You're not Jamaican if you don't like Aki and Saltfish, right? I tell you? Yes, so I mentioned to you that I know Trig personally, right? So there is a Aki tree.
Yes.
Yes, man. There is an Aki tree in the yard in Buckskin Orchard. Yes. And the last time I was in Jamaica, yeah, man, I leave with a bag of Aki.
That's
So,
right.
yes, I see where the love of the Aki come from. So, yes, all right. So, he loves Aki and Saltfish, and he loves Burger King. All right. So, students, if you want to treat your teacher, you take him out to Burger King. He's going to be a happy, happy man. So again, I hope that you're all enjoying the interview this morning. I am. If nobody else is, I am. All right. So last question, Sir Trig, before we wrap up. What are you not good at?
Dancing. Can't dance. Can't. I tell my students, okay, I'll do everything apart from dancing. Dancing. You know, it's funny because a lot of person would ask that question because I try to do almost everything. I try to do almost everything. I sew, I cook, I, I clean, I do everything. Sometimes my wife would say, "Give me a chance." My wife would ask me to give her a chance. 'Cause I just find fun in that. And most times, person will come in and get somebody to come in. And, no, I want to do everything. So sometimes she goes out for 2 days and she come home. I have the whole place. I decorate. I put up curtains. Yeah, that's me. And she come home and sometimes I want to bring dinner in bed. So I love cooking. I love why the only thing I think I can do is dancing and maybe some technical, some of those technical subjects like you're thinking about chemistry and Spanish and all them something there. But everything else, I try to do everything. Everything.
But that sounds strange, man. You know music and you can't. You're supposed to have rhythm.
I have the reading, but the foot them just now move. Oh Lord.
I'm sure that if we look at you, if we see you in the mind, you're killing it, right?
You understand?
Okay, people, having a wonderful time here this morning with Sir Traig Taylor, and I see I think this is Dr. Thomas out of Jamaica. She says that she's enjoying the interview. And I see Marcella. Marcella jumps on and she says that nice interview. And Verly saying, I'm enjoying this live chat. All right. All right. Okay, Verl also says beautiful, good husband, good husband. You hear people? All right, good husband. So you have a son and you want him to emulate someone in terms of how to be a good husband. This is the man. This is the man. Hey, I know what if them want cook breakfast in bed. Can I tell you after the first year that done? Well, he's going on 12 years and it is still going on. I think I'm going to have you back and I'm going to have you back with your wife.
Hi.
I Good to have you back with your wife. Donna is saying that, Donna is a student. So
Hi.
student jumping on and said, that's my teacher. All
Hi.
right. So we're having a wonderful time. So, people, I want to thank you this morning for jumping onto the morning flow and jumping onto this segment, balancing on purpose. And you have to understand that you have to be deliberate. You have to be intentional. Sir Traig said that he has a calendar that he writes things down. He makes plan. He's specific with what he wants to do and he doesn't overlap. And that is you have to be intentional in wanting to remain balanced and giving everyone the right amount of time that they need to get. And can I tell you, you never look tired, so that means you're finding time to sleep too, don't it? Yes.
Yes.
All right, all right, all right. So Joseph says, blessings, big bro. And Donnet says, big up, Sir T. All right. So awesome, awesome, awesome. So again, thank you, Traig, for coming on this morning. Thank you to all our listeners, to all our viewers from across the nations of the world. I am Odette Thompson. You're listening to me live from HGG Radio and I'm coming to you from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And so,
Can
hold
I
on, no, man. I'm going to
can I
give you, you're going to
okay.
talk again, man. No,
Okay.
man, I'm not going to, no, man, no, we don't do that over here. So, I want to thank everyone for coming on. And guess what? You see, to all our listeners, all right, so remember, last week, I think I told you that I started my YouTube page. So jump on, find Odette Thompson, ODETHTHOMPSON. Go onto YouTube, look for my page, subscribe to my page, like and share. So this video is gonna be there, and I'm sure you want to share this this interview with someone so that it will bless them, so that they will know how to be balanced and what to do to maintain a very good relationship, especially if you're married. And so, to all the persons who are watching also on YouTube and on Facebook, I want you to jump onto your Apple device or on your Android. Go and search for HGG Radio. We're a gospel station that is out of Edmonton, Alberta. And I want you to go and download the app if you want to hear me again. I am on here Mondays to Fridays. Yes, Verl says big up from Edmonton. Yes. So I'm on here Mondays to Fridays, 10 a.m. to 12 noon, my time. For those in the Jamaica time zone, it is 12 to 2 for you guys. So I'm looking forward to seeing many more persons jumping on and listening to HGD Radio. We have a whole lot of things over on this side. So, Sir Traig, before we go, I want you to come back again and give us your closing remarks.
So, on my closing remarks, I want to say, look here, you have spoken about me. I want to say, look, I'm proud of you. And she's not as old as she makes you sound like she's old. She's not as old as that. But the thing is that I've watched you and I've watched you grown. I've watched and see your consistency and see your growth. And trust me, it's a pleasure. Most times I am so occupied and up and down that I don't get the chance to really say these things. So when I get that chance, I'm saying it. So keep on doing the good work that you're doing. And I'm telling you, the sky is the limit. The sky is the limit. And whatever you hope and whatever you dream, it can become a reality. It can become with God, all things are possible. And I see doors open. I see doors opening for you. Amen. That's all I wanted to say right there.
Amen. I receive it in Jesus' name. I receive it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. So we're signing off from our live view on YouTube and Facebook, but we're going to continue on HGG Radio. So for those who have not jumped on yet to HGG Radio, go ahead, jump on, and we will continue our segment. But it has been wonderful being here this morning. So I say bye to everyone that's in the visual land, and I'll see you on the other side of the radio. God bless you. God bless you, Traig.
God bless you. Big up my students. Big up my students. All right. Bless you.